Oh, what? I snapped. I lost it.
Not every single article. Are you crazy, man? Come on, don't take credit for that. It's ridiculous. You remember me coming to your house all the time getting balls? You used to have all the balls there?
I think I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Maybe that I remember.
Yeah.
He was up to
Yeah.
You don't even know.
I don't even know who you're talking about. This is crazy.
Oh, you're telling me 93, like the lost, like John Lennon, like the lost years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Must be on the trophy. What do you mean? Must.
I just heard from Maurice that they played Staten Island 1 year. I swear, yeah, there was a problem. I heard the field the other day threatening one of our umpires.
It was all our friends.
Yeah.
It was all our friends. Did Shomer write newsletters? Did Shomer write newsletters? Did Shomer write newsletters?
You know what do you think about this cantor? Shit written? I go, yeah, what about him? He goes, who the hell does he play in your league?
And from the first minute of the first week, I said, this guy is out of his mind. I'm out of my mind. And it was like oil and water. And we fought. And we fought. And screw you. And this and that.
And we take that cell phone and jam it up your ass.
Live on hallowed ground here at the Dow Avenue. This is the Ocean Township Elementary School. That's the high school over there. Behind us is the iconic dugout that you guys used to hit the ball against the dugout or whatever, doubles, triples, whatever it is. I am alongside, they're dressed properly, look at the dress code, with Isaac Shomer, I think we're on the Goofs, the defenders, a couple of others as well. And Bobby Marabi, 96 America's Most Wanted and Commissioner of the League for how many years? 20 years.
That long?
Yeah.
That's got to be the most of anybody, no, by far.
Nobody's stupid enough to do that.
No one.
That's right.
Okay, so guys, you both watched the Stash interview, yes?
Yep.
Bobby?
Yes.
You got through the Stash interview.
Actually, I've watched it. I have to admit, I watched it 20 times.
Yeah.
Maybe mainly because I fell asleep for a lot of it. So I had to start from the beginning.
Well, it wasn't boring, Bobby.
No,
What are
it
you
was
talking about?
it was dragging. Just a few things that. First of all, I want to, before we start, a little refuah shalama for my friend Stash, because his longtime memory obviously went south, and maybe even hallucinating on some things, but. That was quite enjoyable, I have to say.
So you're alleging that some of the things that Stash said was not factually correct?
Yeah, there was quite a few things that were not correct, or he just, didn't remember them, or overestimated his what he brought to the table, which was
very interesting, because we also spoke. I spoke to Shomer. I spoke to Buka. Bumped into him. It revitalized the mid-90s player, this era that we haven't spoken about in so many years. All of a sudden, guys coming out from the woodworks. I saw Ike Jamal, I saw David Franco, I saw a bunch of guys, and everyone was revitalized from this. Let's go through it. First of all, you had a deal softball league, our fathers played in the league, whatever it is.
I played in the league.
You played in the original league.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So
1990 I played.
Okay.
I started at 90. I played 90, 91 there.
all right.
Played
Then
with
what
Indiana.
happened?
I was in high school. I remember playing there in 1990. I played I remember Ike Adid. His team was Al Davis.
Mm,
And
89, they won the championship in
And
89.
then I think it was either 90 or 91. I can't remember which year. I played there. I played a second year in 92. Stevie Shalom was the commissioner. And then Stash started the league in 93, and I jumped ship, and I played starting in 1993 in what became the YMSL.
Right.
In 1993. So on the trophy in 93, a team called Big Time
My
won.
team. We won it.
You won it?
Yes.
Okay. So that team, it looks like it was a 4 or 6 team league.
It was four.
Four team league. At the same time, there was a 10-team merger league in Staten Island that we discovered over the last week or so.
I
Have
don't
you
know
ever
anything
heard
about
of
that.
this?
Never. News to me.
No, I just heard from Maurice Habit they played Staten Island one year. I don't remember what year it was. But I remember coming here in
92,
93.
93?
I remember
93.
coming here in
I don't know anything
93
about
and we
that.
were playing before the games, and I remember there was the Deal League was playing on the other field at the same time. I remember vividly. So
I kind of remember us starting after their time.
yes.
Like at 1 o'clock
Yeah,
starting.
because they had the field the
They
whole
had
day.
the field and we came
We
in
came
like
in after, so we played after.
like riffraff,
Right.
you know? Yeah.
Like
They
the
had the
riff
field
raff,
all
right?
day,
They didn't pay- that's what Stash was saying. So that party got right. You didn't pay
I
attention
believe
to
he
you,
got
they didn't
that
care?
right.
Okay, fine.
That was the first year, yeah. The first year, 93. I remember even the captains. Richie Shalom was the captain. We had Bracco was the first pick taken in the draft. He was playing center field in those days. And then
Charles Saroya was captain.
Charles Saruya.
He was pitcher.
Was he a pitcher?
Yes. I believe he pitched. I have to look at the roster.
I'll
but
tell you,
think
I
he
remember
did.
the four pit. There was then Stash was a captain, and anyway, there was 4-team league, and it was very competitive. It was really
It was all our friends.
yeah.
It was all our friends.
It was
So-
fun. It wasn't, I mean,
Fun.
Charles Eshko, you had Menahem, I mean, whatever. It was everybody. It was all the Jersey guys.
Correct.
It was,
You probably didn't have the newsletter yet or anything like that because we have uncovered nothing.
Probably not.
No.
93. It could have
93.
been a newsletter first.
But I'll
year.
tell you one thing. I remember who the scorekeeper were.
Oh,
It was Michael Beta
no way.
and Little Sawley.
Really?
Yeah, with the scorekeepers in
It's a nice little
93.
tidbit. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Little Sawley and Michael
And
Beta
I'm
and the
not
scorecards.
mistaken. It could have been, but Eddie Richty, but I don't remember vividly. But I know Michael Beta and Little Sawley for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, so guys that were always in the deal league, the older guys, Mo Haber, Mishon, Yadid. In '93, they were not in this
No,
league.
Not even close.
Much
yet.
later,
Much
much
They
later.
played in
Much
this
later.
Staten Island league or whatever.
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 Okay,
You
we
know,
don't
this
care.
league
Next.
still.
I just wanted.
Okay.
We've got to go through the timeline.
Okay.
94 and 95.
We'll start with 94. 94 was the second year of the YMSL.
Yeah.
Excuse me, of the what became the YMSL.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 4 or 6 teams.
Still four.
Still
Still
four.
four.
Okay. I'll agree with that.
No, I definitely.
I don't remember
the
who won in '94.
14. I remember.
Amigos or
Yeah, it was Amigos.
Moo
and,
Mesa or one of those.
Saka won.
Saka won both years in this 94, 95, I believe.
I remember there was. But believe it or not, Ezra Ashkenazi pitched in the league that first year, '94.
Did he?
Yeah, in '94.
Okay.
And there was an incident at the plate where somebody got knocked unconscious, and they still played the game without in the World Series. I think it was maybe Saka won again that year, '94. He was teamed up with Richie Shalom.
I think he
Not
did.
again. Would have been his first win.
Oh, '93 was.
We won '93.
Yeah,
Charles Saroya.
Yeah, you know who the pitcher was in '93? I remember.
It was
now.
Charles Saroya. Oh no, it was
Ellie Patesh.
Ellie
Ellie
Patesh.
Patesh.
No,
Elliot
not
Patesh was
that.
the pitcher?
Not
No,
that
Elliot
Elliot.
Patesh.
Skinny-
Charles's brother.
Charles's brother.
Charles's
Yes, good remember.
Charles's
Yes,
brother.
yes. He was our pitcher.
Yeah.
You don't even know who that
I don't
is.
even know who you're talking about. This is crazy. Okay.
So that
94
was our
and 95
pitcher.
Okay,
yes.
wait. Who was running the league at this time?
Stash.
Okay, you know what? Stash was, but there's one name that gets overlooked completely, and Charles Saruya did a lot of work for the league in the
Okay.
first 2
Okay.
years. A lot of work.
Okay.
Him and Stash was one too. Like Charles is the one who got me into the league. Like it was not Stash did the whole thing by himself. Charles Saruya was a big part the first 2 years in the league. Then he just he went south after that.
It was very now that I think about it.
It was Charles.
It was very
Charles,
very involved.
Charles
He
and
definitely
then Stash
was.
the first 2 years, and
Definitely was.
Me first year for sure. And
Definitely was.
then, yeah.
If,
So Charles, I didn't hear his name mentioned once. Was it mentioned in that whole interview?
Maybe
Now that
once
you me-
Douglas mentioned it somewhere in the middle somewhere.
I mentioned they started talking about his father, Aby, who ran.
Correct.
I played with Aby as a
No,
kid.
for
Aby
sure,
was-
Charles
okay.
was a main guy.
Yeah.
The first
Okay.
year.
Who created the trophy that we currently have?
Okay, this is a very interesting story. You made a small trophy, a league trophy that was small, and then just for YMSL. Then there was still the one from the Deal League.
The Deal League always had a trophy.
Had a
Are you
trophy.
saying you merged them?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't dispute
No,
that.
I'm saying, but you first started out with a small one. I put out an ad.
I made a league trophy.
Yeah, league
For
trophy.
the YMSL,
Yeah,
I made that
a
league
league
trophy.
trophy.
Good.
Yes.
It was a small one. Then I put out a thing in I think it was the Image magazine. If anybody has any of the league trophies, to contact me. When they did the article at the end of the year, Kelly Yadid used to write an article about the wine.
Wow.
So I got a call from like Eddie Beta, and so had one, some other one. I don't know how we ended up with every single year.
Wow.
And then we made the big one. Went to your friends over there.
Where RKE?
Paris. Paris.
Like,
It took 18 years. I sat over the guy's head, went over every name in the plate, and we made a big league trophy. It was a miracle that we got all 4 of them, every single year.
it's crazy.
So the league trophy right now,
Yeah.
is that not based off the YMSL trophy that I started, that I created? Or you made a whole new trophy?
No, we made it because that was a small one. No, we took maybe the body was. I don't know if the
It
body
was the same, because I remember making a...
Maybe
it was,
maybe the figure was the same, but the plates was nowhere near. It was you made a smaller one. Who the hell thought we could have 40 years on there?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Right.
So we got a big base. You put a
The
big
truth,
base.
how could you know what would be with
No,
this trophy?
I didn't even
right?
know we were
This
gonna have.
trophy became the #1
Yeah.
item of sports in our community.
And
So
how did
far,
Trophy.
we're in agreement.
How did
Okay,
we even
we're in
know we were going
agreement.
to merge with the other? We
We're
didn't
in
even know.
agreement.
So much foreshadowing as if you're not going to be in agreement. You
Yeah, I
might
don't know, 'cause
stay in
I'm hearing
agreement.
You're
We're just
chirping
reviewing.
in my ear this week, saying there's going to be some
there's-
mahloket, some
okay,
disputes.
fine.
So okay, so I'm just letting you know what's up.
No, so
Okay.
far there was nothing.
So
Okay.
up to 92, Stevie Shalom's running the one league. He, I guess, retired or whatever because in 93 you guys started a YMSL.
Why did he retire? He could have still been running the other league.
I have no idea, but because in 93 they went to Staten Island with a 10-team merged league between Brooklyn and Deal.
You're telling me guys weren't. So you're telling me 93, like the lost, like John Lennon, like the lost years. You're
Yeah.
telling me the
Yeah, 93, exactly
to what?
like that.
95, 2 years.
No, 93 alone. There was a merged league and they played in Staten Island and there was 10 teams and you have, indeed,
Can't be.
Mishon.
We played 93 on this field.
Yeah.
They were playing in 93.
That for sure they were
because
playing.
we were playing after them. So maybe that was 94.
So they
But
played,
94 there was a team. Nathan Tal won the
hold on.
championship. in 94.
But 93 they played the playoffs here. So maybe that's what you
Oh,
remember.
Could be. And we started the season. We didn't start in April. I think we started
Maybe,
later.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. 94, 95, for some reason, whoever created the trophy, and you for some reason,
Not
you made
whoever.
the
I mean,
decision.
I'll agree with him 100%.
Bobby, why'd you put both? You have Deal and YMSL in 94 and 95.
Because didn't we created a team once to
So what?
to play against the winner of the other league or something? It was,
We didn't create. Now you want to get into 96?
That's 96.
no,
That's what you
but that wasn't 96 was not on the there was no plate on 96 for that.
Never. That's
There was 94, 95 had a plate that said
each.
YMSL.
For
and
some
Deal.
reason, we're going to go back to that John Lennon. Somehow it got lost in translation. It got lost in the shuffle. 96. For some reason, the champion of the other league.
Because 96 they played in Brooklyn that year. 96 they were gone. There was no Deal league. They folded. So they went to Brooklyn.
So now, can I tell you what happened? That I don't agree with.
Right.
So I spoke to,
Gadaloff.
David Gadaloff.
Yeah.
David Gadaloff, he was running the league in 1996. Him and David Louis Franco.
Right.
Okay, they started late in the year. He said they started their season in June. They couldn't get a 6 team. They had 5 teams. They couldn't get a 6 team. And at that time, YMSL, I think we were at 6
We
teams.
had 6 that year.
6 teams. So we took a lot of the young talent. They weren't getting the same amount of guys. They asked us when our season ended, the regular season. They asked us, "Can you give us one team?" He either asked me.
I've never heard of such a
He
thing.
either asked me or he might have even asked Chubby Kassab.
Okay.
I'm not sure who he asked, but somebody approached us and said, we had 2 teams out. Can you guys combine to make a team? And we said, okay. And we did that. We joined their league and we played an abbreviated regular season, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then we went into the playoffs.
Okay.
Now that happened.
Are you sure that happened in 96?
Did you see a trophy for
One-
Franco that said 96 on it?
Yes.
Okay, so
Thousand.
It's just shocking to me that this happened and
Not
no
only
one
that,
heard of it.
how about this? I went looking at the newsletters that you put out and looking at the rosters, and I saw my team from 96. My team was Showtime. I was the captain.
Yeah.
It was Nick Van Exel. It was yellow. Remember those yellow jerseys? Like
Nick
Van
Van
Exel
Exel.
like this,
Wow.
So my team, and then Jason, and then Franco. I don't remember who the captain of that team was. It was either him or Asher, maybe.
Mhm.
Their team was Just Do It. and
Steven Asher.
Steven Asher. And not Stash, Steven, tall Steven,
Tall
basketball.
Stephen Asher.
We both missed it, and we ended up combining and joining their joining the Brooklyn/original deal league, whatever you want to call it.
Wow. So to me, that's the rubber stamp to the end of any other league, because if your teams that couldn't make the playoffs could enter a league and win the World Series in the other league, that puts a complete...
Oh, not only win the World Series. I mean, I'll get into it and I'll tell you what happened.
But that totally eliminates any talk of any other league. And then all of a sudden, '97,
Yeah,
you
but
see
see
an
that
influx
league.
of
That
100
league was
people.
on life support in 96.
100%. It was.
I mean,
we still had great players.
No, you did, but they were
No, no.
done. Nathan Towle was gone. That whole era was gone. The Jackie had it was everybody was gone.
Jackie
So-
Hadid did not play, but I can tell you who we beat in the World Series that year. We beat Elliot Braha.
Yeah.
We beat Ike Mala as the pitcher.
Wow.
I can't remember. I know Elliot, and I remember Elliot throwing the trophy at us, you know? But I will tell you, the first week we came out, and, you know, we're kids. We were all... I had a 20-year-old Steven Asher, a 20-year-old Franco. These guys are like deers running around the bases.
Crazy.
Asher playing right here. First game we played against A.B. Cohen, and it was Ike Franco. Ike Franco was their shortstop, and he was like the star at that time.
Right.
We beat them 12-1 the first
Right.
game, and maybe I was mouthing off a little. We might have had some words, maybe chased me a little, whatever. But it was all par for the era. But I remember Asher just launching balls over the dugout. It was just
Ridiculous.
It was a ridiculous team that we had.
Okay, so now, who was running YMSL at that time? Is this you yet, or
No,
this
it
is
was
you
it.
now?
I was commissioner that year.
You were commissioner.
But honestly, you never really did it by yourself. We always did everything. You didn't do everything by yourself.
I never said I did it.
No, I'm just saying. We always stashed the claims. We used to do it together. I remember I did the fields. You did
Stash, I could tell you in the beginning. Stash, I didn't have involvement. I don't
No.
remember helping Stash.
No, it was Charles and Stash. For
I
sure, the
remember
first team.
starting in 1995, and
Right.
I can just go. I remember my name of my team was Gasline, and we had Charlie Sack, and we had a bunch of. I remember being the commissioner that year, ordering jerseys.
Wow.
Okay, I know. I remember. I went to.
No, I'm going to tell you the crazy story. Okay, let's get to the 95 season.
Yeah.
The 95 season, the JCC merged with the center. Okay, the JCC was about to go under. They needed the Syrian business. They merged. I remember Chucky Sultan had a whole thing. They merged, and they were working out of the JCC office. And somehow, the YMSL, they were going to run the league that year. This is the year before we started officially YMSL. So.
This is 95.
Yeah, 95.
Okay.
Because I remember, so Doris Dweck was in charge of the youth program. They put her to help our league, and they had this guy, Norm Brosniak, who was running JCC. So
He's
I went
my neighbor right now, by the way.
Oh,
Norm
really?
Brosniak.
He's still around,
Yeah,
the guy?
yeah.
Right.
Norman and Vicky Brosniak.
So I went
yeah.
to Athletes Alley, and I ordered the jerseys. This guy Ted, remember? I ordered 10 full button-down jerseys, whatever, and they were in charge of like finance, everything. This is the first year they were doing it. So
This is 95.
yeah. So
Maybe 94.
No,
It wasn't 95.
No, I'm telling you. So I went there, and I remember because that was the year but the team name was Groove Jet. I made the jersey. So now I call up the guy 2 weeks later. I go, how's the jerseys gonna? He goes, what do you mean? This guy canceled the order, Brosniak. What? He goes, I'm not spending the $30 a jersey. He canceled the order. So we went freaking nuts, you know. And he put it back. He put the order back, whatever. He says, you can't do that. I can get it from Skip Sports for $12, whatever. He put the order back, and we got the order. And then there's another story why we said we're never. That's the year we went after that. Went to freaking investor savings. You said, I'm not doing no more.
No.
We opened an account. You
First,
said, why
who's
not?
we?
Me,
It was in my name.
Yeah,
Investor
you opened
Savings.
it.
I opened up
Yeah, it was
Young
your
Men's
name.
Softball League.
Yeah, you opened it. I know.
remember.
I know. But you
What do you mean we? We went together, me and you, next to each other?
No, but we did it together. Who do you think was going to every field? Who was getting the permits and that? And who was doing that? You were doing that.
Okay. My memory when I was commissioner.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I remember your involvement?
Do you remember me coming to your house all the time getting balls? You used to have all the balls there.
I think I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, sure.
Maybe that I remember.
Yeah, that
But
I
I remember
remember.
Jim, the guy who was dealing with Jim, the grounds crew guy here at
You
Dow.
hired him, but
Not to hire him. He came with the field.
No,
we had to
we
hire
had to pay
him.
him. But
Yeah, he was. He was juiced in.
And Keith, we were Keith, and we were both of us.
The
were dealing with
umpires.
Keith. I used to go to Kathy Reeves in the Ocean Rec to get the permit for the field. I had to go to Otis to get the field. Who was doing that? You went to Otis to get the permits for
I
the
remember
field?
speaking to Kathy all the time, though.
Hey, did you go to Otis, Ocean Township Intermediate School?
No, I didn't play it. I wasn't commissioner then.
Otis was definitely in '95. Look at the schedule. Ocean Township
Okay,
Intermediate
maybe your memory's better than mine.
The
I don't know
bottom
what to
line
tell you.
is, 96, you guys had a YMSL. America's Most Wanted won the championship. That was your team,
Yes.
Bobby.
Yeah.
You had two teams that didn't make the playoffs that then joined the other league and beat them.
Fact. Crushed him. Not beat him, crushed him.
Yes.
B-League Goofs.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think anyone my age or below has ever heard of this until Stash said this story. This is crazy.
Yeah, I don't even remember that because I was in
You
the
were.
World
You
Series.
were in the
again.
World Series. You didn't-
I didn't even know they had a team.
You had
I
one-
remember '95. Wasn't there another year that they did it? Or was that only
No,
one?
that was the only one.
Oh.
That was the only year that we did it. And I'll remember something also. They asked us, it's a funny story, they asked us for $30 a guy, $300 to come in as a team. I'm like, okay. And one of the guys on my team was going to
Remain
remain
nameless.
nameless. So wealthy guy started just giving $30. I'm thinking to myself, I'm a 21-year-old kid and this guy's a billionaire. He's
Right.
worth about 30. I don't know, it's just always stuck with me.
Well,
so.
you know what? I was going to say it when you were talking about who do you think met the guy at the field or whatever. I'm doing all of this crap now, and still we have billionaires complaining about the $400 to join the league. So nothing has changed in that regard.
So let me
Trust
ask you this.
It's funny.
96,
It
I
was
want to know
175
something.
of
The
those.
year
Yeah.
you won,
Yeah.
96, okay? Were the trophies crazy? Were they a sick trophy?
Nah, I didn't get sick. No, it was a base with a nice figure on it.
Did you have money? Did you have extra money left over for a dinner? Did we do any of that?
No, we didn't.
So
do
then I wasn't the commissioner in 95. Then I could say, because I know the year that 97, 98, I was running the league. I remember I was collecting for the league, and I remember putting the money into trophies. Crazy jersey. There was no Norm Brosnan. I don't remember this guy.
Yeah,
you
bro,
know?
because that was the one year that the.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
and I
100%.
remember also having money left over for a team dinner for
But you
my
won the
team.
championship.
We won the championship, but it was money from the league. There was leftover money. We took money. We went to Reef Club at the time. We had a nice dinner,
Reef
and then
Club.
there was extra money, and we made a donation to Park Avenue Shul for the whatever the
Super Fund.
Super Fund, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So it sort of checks out with what Stash was saying because he said you ran it those mid-90 years, and then Bobby, he said, was hand-selected in 90, whatever you
Not
stopped,
hand-selected.
99.
So I'm gonna say I remember. I was commissioner. I'm gonna say for let's say 2 or 3 years,
Right.
and I remember telling you, I said, Bobby, here's the checking account. Here's
Yeah,
the league.
99.
You take it and run
99.
it. You take it and run it because
99.
I just whatever.
Right.
I was done.
Yeah, 99.
Who wrote the newsletters?
Oh, don't even go there.
Why? Who wrote them?
I
You
wrote every single newsletter.
You wrote every newsletter.
Every
I didn't write anything.
I'm going to tell you exactly.
Whoa.
Nah, I'm going to tell
Come
you
on,
what
read
happened.
some of those.
Listen, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
No,
Listen,
I disagree.
I'm
with
going
you.
to tell you
Get
exactly.
Norwood here right now. Let's get Norwood here and let's ask him.
This
Don't
is going
ask
to be
him, bro.
going out throughout the
First
summer.
of
I'm
all,
going to have
let's
to
get
get Norwood. I got to
Norwood.
get
Let's
catalog.
First
get
of all,
Norwood.
you already verified who wrote every single newsletter.
You're telling me I didn't write any newsletters?
I'm going to tell you exactly
I
what
didn't
happened.
write
I
any
don't know who
articles.
Listen to me.
I didn't write
Listen,
interviews.
listen,
Did I write
listen.
articles?
Listen to me.
I didn't write Marge Schott interview. Who wrote that? You?
That was me, 100%
Okay,
me. Don't
okay,
even go there.
fine. So what
Don't
did I
even
write?
go.
I wrote nothing.
I'm going to tell you exactly what
They're
happened.
all my friends. There's comments about Edery, about Farka, about
You
this
wrote, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
You wrote the first one, and you could tell by my sense of humor. God bless me, I was blessed with
Mhm.
writing skills and a sense of humor. You wrote the first article in '94 season, the 1st
Mhm.
newsletter. And we're standing on second base, and I made a comment, and you go, screw you, if you can do better, you do it. And I go, that's all I needed to hear. The next one I wrote, and if you look at the difference between week 1 and
Mhm.
week 2, you'll know who wrote it. You'll know.
Listen,
What?
there's a lot of words in it. You're telling me you wrote every newsletter
Every
and
newsletter.
I had zero to do with it?
You did not write Marge Schott. You did
So
not.
then why was I dealing with Norwood? I had conversations with Norwood multiple times.
I don't
Norwood
know.
was in Monmouth College
Listen
typing
to me,
the
listen to
articles.
me.
I
Is
had
that the
multiple
First of all-
conversations with
First
him.
of all, Daniel Saruya was the one doing the stats all these years. Daniel Saruya was the one who was
Mhm.
doing all the stats. So you can tell me that you used to talk to Daniel
Did
Saruya.
not. Never.
Okay.
Never.
What did Daniel Saruya tell
Never.
you?
Never.
Verbatim.
Daniel-
He did him in
Dan-
97, 98?
No, this is before.
He
that.
said there's around 4 years where he did the stats.
Fair.
Okay,
I
now-
never dealt with Daniel Saruya.
Tell him what he said.
By the way, you both could be true about everything you're saying. Both you could have written the newsletters 1 year, and you could
He
have written
wrote
the
the
newsletters
first.
after that.
You can look at the articles. I can tell you exactly who the hell. I can tell
Bobby?
what my joke.
Steve
I want you to
19,
ask-
the 800% markup. Who is that?
Who wrote that?
I wrote every single article. Are you crazy, man? Come on, don't take credit for that. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you this.
What?
I want to. You'll have Norwood on,
Yeah.
and you'll ask him. Did Shomer write newsletters? Very simple. Because I was speaking to him on a weekly basis. Am I making it up?
No, he did the stats.
Am I waking it? What? So why would I have anything to do with it? Why would you think I was taking the book and giving it? Here, Norwood.
I don't know. All I know is
Oh.
I wrote every single one from the second week to. And
You wrote the art. Who wrote the interview with Charlie Saka?
Oh,
and-
don't even take credit for that one, Joe. Do not take credit.
So what?
For
You
that.
tell me.
Do not take
Okay.
credit for that.
Okay, this was a crazy.
Because I'm going to tell you why you don't credit. Because that Doris Dweck was the one who's no, that was in '95, and Doris Dweck was the one running the whole thing, and she's the one who called me. Said this guy Brosniak going nuts. You better get here in a hurry.
Wait, you
So
gotta
it's on
say the
you.
story.
You don't even know that guy. How could you write an article about him?
I remember the story.
But
Not what he called. Not what art.
I wrote an interview about Yehuda Shetreat. You don't even know who he is. How are you going to write an article about him? How are you going to article?
Okay.
Come
Is
on.
he right or you just saying okay?
I don't know.
What do you
Okay.
mean you
I
don't know? You
I
don't
don't
even know
know.
the guy. You're going to write an article about a guy you don't know?
Bobby,
It
you
would-
can say what you want. You're telling me I never wrote one article. You're
I
saying
didn't
the
say
first
that.
time in
I said I
94?
denied the first article in 94.
That I disagree with.
Okay.
I disagree with.
All right.
I disagree. There were articles. There were weeks.
Maybe
that
there
I
were
wrote.
certain articles you wrote. You
There
did
was-
not write one
I
interview.
want
of
you
the
to
week.
ask Norwood, and if Norwood says my memory is fuzzy, fine. I will
Fine.
agree with you. But to tell me that I didn't write anything.
No, I told you you wrote week 1 in '94.
Nope.
The whole
No.
one.
So basically, you tell me I wrote nothing.
No, you wrote the whole week 1. The whole one.
Okay, but besides for week 1, he didn't write anything? Did he have a column? Did he have, maybe he did the quote of the week?
But don't tell
article, the
the
recap?
fact that you can even take credit for Yehuda Shetreat is mind-boggling because you know what? Come on.
You wrote. We gave all the Mabruks. Asher for getting a raise at the
Red
Wiz.
for getting new
That's you?
jeans.
Yeah, but what do you mean? I wrote
Okay.
everything. I don't know these guys.
Okay.
Everything
Okay.
had
Okay.
a theme. It was
Okay.
Haas, Saban, everything was.
Episode 3 of this, I guess, trilogy.
I
We'll
guess.
have Norwood on here.
Saga.
Why don't you call
to
Norwood
see.
now while you're on the phone?
I can't. The phone is filming. And anyway, listen. Okay, so wait. I think it's possible that you wrote like maybe the game recaps. Did you do that? And then you wrote the interviews? Is this possible or no?
I definitely had some sort of writing. I definitely wrote.
Contribution.
I definitely did something. I
Okay.
definitely did something.
All
I don't know what to do. To tell me that you wrote every book, every newsletter from '94 week
Week
2
2.
on through till 2009 or whatever.
Well, let me.
I could have went up to. I'm talking about the years.
Listen to me.
It could have been
It's
from
very-
the year '95. I don't even know. I remember dealing with. Not only do I remember dealing with Norwood Dweck.
Yeah.
You remember Michael Beta?
Michael Beta.
Tall Michael Beta.
I just told you scorekeeping in the league. Yeah.
Okay. How about Michael Beta? I got one better for you.
Yeah.
Norwood stopped doing the newsletter. Who took over for him? Okay. Michael Beta. Tall Michael Beta. He took over. He was in college at the time. For some reason, Norwood said, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So I turned to Michael Beta. And Michael Beta, with this great guy, it didn't work. We
Right.
tried it a few weeks, and the newsletters weren't getting out. I forgot how we ended up, but I remember turning to Michael Beta. I said, listen, you got to print these out. You got to do it. And it just didn't work. I don't remember how, like I said, how we recovered, but 1,000% I remember. Do you remember that?
Nah, I didn't know Daniel Saruya ran it for years.
So Daniel Saruya was from the years before.
What happened in Kinko's? I want to know.
All right. So in 1997, there was a cult in San Diego that was called Heaven's Gate. So they all thought they were aliens. So they rented a mansion in San Diego, and they all looked alike. They cut their hair the same way. They all wore black Nikes and stuff. The head guy thought his name was Mr. Doe. He thought he was the head of them, whatever. He was an alien. So anyway, they all committed suicide wearing Nikes. And in the middle of the night, they all covered themselves. They committed suicide.
Mhm.
So obviously, the following week, there was a major headline all over the world. It was a big story. They went. CNN went into.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Don't get the wise on me. So anyway, the next week I did an interview with the guy. Obviously, they all committed suicide.
Right.
Interview with the guy. So I wrote the article, and it's by the way, you can see it in the on the website in week 2 in 1997. So the guy goes to Kinko's, and Daniel's there, and the guy tells him, I can't print this. And Daniel goes, why not? He goes, because yeah, are you authorized from these people to write about them? So if Daniel calls me up, he says, we got a problem. Kinko's won't print it. So I put the guy on the phone. He goes, are you authorized? I go, no. He goes, well, I can't print it. I go, how do you want me to authorize them? They're all dead, you know? So he goes, well, I'm sorry, I can't print it. If you sign a waiver that we're not responsible, I go, Daniel, sign it, print it, and get the hell out of here. And if you read it, it's a classic freaking interview. The guy was alien, and he was...
So if that was at Kinko's, Doris, then Silvera, told me she was in charge of photocopying and everything.
That was 95, because she was doing it. Daniel would send her the stats. I would send her the articles, and she printed everything out. That was how the whole Yehuda Shitrit story started.
What is the story with Shitrit?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
And
I'm going to tell you, I remember vividly this exactly.
And you remember this also?
Yeah, he was involved. 95, he was involved.
Okay.
So this is what happened. This guy, Yehuda Shitrit, West Steel Shul hired him as a chazan. They got him from L.A. They hired him. He was a prima donna. He wanted, at that time, he wanted a cell phone in the car. He wanted he wanted the 1 week off every month. He wanted what else did he want? He was just like a real pain. They asked him, why don't you get other jobs? Maybe teach. He goes, no, I have the voice of God. I can't only once a week. Whatever. They had it up to the guy. Then they either fired him or they suspended him. He didn't show up 1 week because he was pissed, so they suspended him. So I wrote a whole article on this, right? I go to shul one Friday night, and they're all passing out the newsletter. The whole freaking passing out, the whole freaking cracking up. So Charlie sees me.
Charlie Sack.
Yeah, Charlie. And he goes, Bobby, you know anything about this? I go, no, I don't know. Let me see this. He goes, you know this guy's suing us? I go, no, I didn't know. He goes, what's going on? He goes, it was suspended. He goes, I'll tell you what, if I go down, you're coming down with me. So I didn't know anything about it. Whatever, I played it. So the following week, Doris calls me up, says, you got to get your ass over here. When freaking this guy Brozniak got wind of his shit. He goes, I don't know what to say. So Doris goes, what do I do? I go, whatever you do, this is what you tell the guy. Tell him, I don't know who's writing the newsletters. They said they fax it to me all the time. Every player's faxed it, and I just type it up. I have no idea where it's coming from. So Brozniak takes me to the office. He goes, yeah, you know anything about this cantor Shitrit? So I go, yeah, what about him? He goes, who the hell, does he play in your league? I go, no, he doesn't play. So what the hell is he doing in the newsletter?
I remember that they wanted to get a copy of the newsletter and actually use it in court.
Yeah.
You know, like something like that.
Do you know no one could find
This is like the
newsletter?
Dead Sea Scrolls. It's never been found.
It's been
amazing.
scrubbed from life, this particular edition. We have other editions from that year. We
Right.
can't find this edition of the newsletter. It must be Charlie Sacker collected them all and buried them.
It was amazing. People have everything for that. Nobody could find it.
No one could find it.
95.
But you never know. We're uncovering things every day now. Before I found a trove of documents recently. Who else gave me a ton? Buka gave me a ton. Jason.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I didn't write newsletters. He didn't even know about 96 Goofs. You know what I mean?
It's a
Why
crazy
should I know
thing.
that? You just told me yourself. I was in the World Series. What do I know about that? I don't.
You're
give a
not.
shit.
You know everything that your memory seems to be crystal
I don't know
clear,
nothing
crystal
about
clear.
that.
You don't know that. Oh, there happened to be two teams that got together.
How am I
that
gonna know
forgot.
that? I just
Okay.
told you the same thing. You
Okay.
told me you
Okay.
were in the World Series. You wouldn't know anything about it. How do I even know?
Of course I would know. What do you mean?
You told me you were in the
If
World
I
Series.
was involved as much as in other words, you knew what was going on in those years as much as I knew what was going on those years. Another way, how about this? If I won that year and if there was another two teams that went into the other league, that was big news. Okay?
It's
And-
big news. Gotta be. I don't
I don't
come
think
on.
it's that big news. If I'm playing the World Series and dude, they started later after our season end, and you took a team with Chubby Kassab and Joey Tobias, what am I gonna like?
Another
yeah,
way-
you used to freak out. You used to tell me, you can't believe you won with Chubby. Chubby can't believe he won. You know, you used to say that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't think Chubby was in our league that year even. Did he play in 95? I don't think he played in our league that
Chubby,
year.
I don't think he was. I'm not
He
sure.
did.
I don't
he did.
remember.
He came in 97 with his son-in-law, Ike Dwight, in 97. They didn't. He wasn't in the league.
Look on the thing. It says there.
But he was on that Goof team, but he was not in the league that year.
He
was
might
not
have
in one.
been. He might have been. He was
No.
a rookie.
No.
But
I don't remember. I don't remember.
If there was a team that got eliminated this year from the YMSL, and they went to another league and won the league, to me that's a crazy story.
Writing them. Also, I remember writing them early, and people getting pissed. Jeffrey Sack was pissed. Some of the things
I was
that
going to
I
ask
wrote.
you that, by the way, because I'm reading
Guys
some
got
of these
pissed.
articles, and people seem much more.
Sabon. How did that come about?
What?
Where did his nickname come from? Sabon.
Oh, I don't know, but I used it all the time. And I wrote the article.
No,
I didn't know how who came up with the name Sabon.
Nobody came up with it. It was a typo in the newsletter. Instead of Solomon, one time it came up Sabon. And if you look at all your writings, 95, 96, it says Solomon. And I'm looking through them like I'm trying to find where it is because I vividly remember it. And after that, we died. We said Sabon, and the name stuck.
And the name stuck.
And it was
today.
to this day, he's Sabon.
Yeah.
He was never Sabon. Look before. Look in 95, 96 when when Hemingway over here was writing everything. He never wrote So
I don't know. What did Doris Dweck say, by the way?
Doris Dweck said, I asked her, she goes, I don't know, I never read an article, she said. She goes, the only reason I photocopied the articles and put them together because I had a crush on Bobby, she said. She liked Bobby.
I never had any dealings with Doris. I never had any dealings with Saroya. Zero. My dealings were with Norwood and then Michael Beta for a small amount of time.
The 96 B-League Goofs' team. Should this team be on the trophy? Is this a full-fledged championship like the way we have split 2 champions in 94 from 2 leagues?
That's
and then
why
95?
I would say no. I would say if you didn't have 94, 95, I would say absolutely not.
Right. Okay.
You have it. You have 94, you have 95, 96 deserves to be on it. No question.
And in 96, they had some of the old-time players in that league. Like you said, Elliot Braha. They had a couple of others.
Oh, right, in YMSL?
No, in Deal.
Elliot was in this
Oh,
league.
yeah,
We beat
the
Elliot
league that
Braha.
folded,
You had Elliot. Yeah, again, I can't remember all the guys. If you have a guy like Gatto or David Louis Franco, they will tell you who played in that league. You had star power. You definitely did. Was it as good as it was years prior? I'm gonna venture to say no, but you definitely had some good
Nathan
players.
Towle won in 95 with Goodfellas, I think it was called.
I don't remember if Nathan was still in
Not
96.
95 he was, because I saw a picture
I don't know
of
if
it.
he was still in 96.
No, 96 he was gone. 95 he won. I remember I saw a picture of it. Ike Ash was on the team. I don't know. Maybe it was Yedid. Who's the pitcher? I don't know. But I saw a team picture of it. Goodfellas in 95.
I don't remember Yedid in the league in 95.
No, he came in 96.
And I'm sorry,
in that league.
In that league, in 96, I don't remember. He came in 98.
No, 97. He didn't come
98.
97?
98.
He didn't come
we
97?
saw-
I drafted him 98
So
as
we-
first year in the league. He did not
We
play
saw
97.
today.
97.
We saw today 96. The first time we saw it from Ike Mavora. He played in the Deal League in 94, 95, 96. He had written what teams he was on. In 96, they had originally 6 teams, and David Gindy pitched in that league.
Which David Gindy? Not David Gindy from Deal.
No, maybe it wasn't David Gindy.
No,
Who did he
David
tell me?
Gindy
It was,
played in YMSL
in 96.
for sure.
No.
For sure.
He was suspended. I told you. He was suspended in 96.
He was on my team 95, Gasline.
Right.
No.
Yes, he was my pitcher, Gasline.
So maybe
Was
Was
he
it
had
Charlie Sack?
No,
was my
no.
pitcher?
Yeah, Charlie Sackett.
Charlie Sack was my pitcher
Listen to me.
95.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I remember it vividly. 95, he was Charles Saruya's pitcher.
Yeah.
And they had this guy Harrison on the team. I don't
Harrison,
remember
yeah.
the name of the team, but Gindy was tanking games that year. He didn't like
in
his
YMSL?
Yeah. He was tanking games. Charles
Was Harrison the little guy?
Yeah. He got him early. He thought he was a superstar. They thought he was great. So Gindy was tanking games. And at that, he was very immature in those years. He was laughing about it, joking here. He was lobbing the ball.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. But you look at the ride. We kissed him at the end of 95, and you were instrumental. You did a lot of work, Joe, man. He was tough. 96, we suspended. If you look at 96, right, he wasn't in the league in 96.
So he was in this other league, in the Deal League in 96.
So he must have played
Was
in the other
he?
league.
Yes.
He was definitely not one of the 6 pitchers.
Okay, if you tell
By
me
the
he
way-
wasn't.
Because I remember it was Ezra Ashkenazi.
But then he was in 97.
Mars Esses, remember?
Yeah, 97 he came
Then
back.
we brought him back
Yeah,
in
we bought it. It
97.
was a 1-year suspension.
One year
Okay.
suspension.
Okay.
But in 96,
97, he was on Cracker Jacks,
Yeah,
15 and 1
in
team.
96 on this other league, I saw the rosters today.
Oh, you
But
did?
Originally,
I asked Gatto if he didn't have them.
it's the first time we saw it. Mavora this afternoon sent them to me. But he goes, originally there was 6 teams. Because they started late, they couldn't get a field, they couldn't get organized, and something happened that they started late. A lot of guys started dropping out. Some
Got
went
it.
to Brooklyn, some went maybe to your league or whatever. They only had 5 teams, and they didn't start till June.
Right.
This is what now Gataloff is now confirming this, and that's why they called you guys
Correct.
to be in their league. But according to Mavora's original list, from when they had 6 teams, they had Yedid, they had Mohamer, they had Eddie Mishon. I was looking for where these
Those
guys
three
were.
guys, I don't remember playing that year.
They played.
Did they play in 90?
Maybe they dropped out at some point. Maybe
Mishon,
they were
maybe.
part of the
I-
people
you know
that
Played
what?
in what league? Which league you talking about?
In the B League Goof League.
Oh,
I don't, again, in our league, in YMSL, we're not talking about YMSL.
No,
we're
B
talking about
League
B
Goof
League.
League. Right.
no, that was '97. The old
I don't remember.
And
I
then
can't
that league
remember.
was rubber stamped out because you came in and beat them, and
Correct.
they were falling apart
Whole thing
anyway.
fell
It was
apart?
falling
Blah,
apart
blah, blah.
anyway. Whether they beat
And
them or
then
not, it was done.
'97,
It was
everyone
done.
came here.
No, they did not.
Why?
As Ash Stash said, we cherry picked who we wanted.
Uh-huh.
That is a fact. Because again, certain guys that were troublemakers in the other league,
Right.
we wanted no part of.
Yeah,
Because
but
you guys
honestly,
are
who
such
did we leave
saints
out?
over here. Who did you leave
Who
out?
did we leave?
Basically?
Yeah, did he even want to come?
Oh, he wanted to come. He was
Uh-huh.
going, I want to play, I want to play. We wouldn't let him in.
So
There
that
was
we-
certain, there was certain guys. Yedid, by the way, for some reason, he didn't play in '97.
Yeah, I don't think because we didn't cherry.
I don't know. We would have taken him. I'm sure we would have. But there were
Ike
certain
did play. Not
certain
Ike,
guys.
Ike Mallow played.
Did he
Ike
play
Mallow
in
played
'97?
Yeah, 100%.
I remember in
97
'97,
was stacked.
Red was it was his, well, I love Shalom. Red
Yeah.
Red Nessa was his first year in '97,
and
I
you had him.
drafted
Did you ever fight with
I
him?
drafted
And then
fight with him. Oh my God! So I grew up, and just know I'm a deal guy my whole life, as you guys know.
course, yeah.
I grew up on this field watching your dad play, my dad play,
Right.
and I looked at Red like Red was like, guy was the best athlete, was the best everything, and I got friendly with Red. At those times, he was driving me. I was going to the air. I was traveling a lot, and he joins the league. I said, I'm going to pick you. I pick him, and from the first minute of the first week, I said, this guy is out of his mind. I'm out of my mind. And it was like oil and water. And we fought. And screw you. And this and that. And we started off the season. We were like, I had Richie Braha on the team also. We were
Great, perfect.
It was
Perfect element to throw right in there.
It was a bomb. Anyway, we started the season, and it was like 6, 7, 8 games in. I quit. You can't play. I mean, you're out. You're this and that. So I said, okay. I wake up one Sunday. It's like the last week of the regular season. I don't know. We're like 4-8 or something.
Is this Fiddler on the Goof
This
here?
is Fiddler on the Goof '97.
Yeah.
I wake up and I go downstairs. I get in my car. I'm walking out to my car. I see Red Nessa's jersey spread out across the hood of my Lexus, and I just start chuckling. I see Fiddler on the Goof. I see his jersey. Okay.
But what does that mean? He came and put his jersey on your car
You're
in
not
the
playing.
morning?
You're done. He came to my house, stalked me, okay, and put it on the hood of my car. You're out. He goes, I'm not playing. Now I get to the field at 9:30. Who's there? Red in his jeans and a white T-shirt, throwing the glove like this. He goes, can I play or something like that? I'm like, all right, let's go. So we end up playing. We end up sweeping that week. We go on through the playoffs, and we ended up winning the World Series.
I gotta say, I never realized the Cracker Jacks, the team you beat in the semis, they were 13-1. They were 14-2 at the end of
Tremendous
the
team.
regular season. Michael Saban was the MVP that year. We found the trophy. MVP for the regular
It was
season,
unbelievable.
obviously.
Saban, JD,
Michael Beta.
Michael Beta, Eshko, David
Gindi.
Gindi was the pitcher. And we lost the first 2 games.
Yes, you were down
Tight
2-0.
games. We were down 2-0. They were tight games that we lost. And I remember them just like not laugh, but like celebrate.
Of course,
we
yeah.
were pissed and said, well, you know what? We got to the field, and I remember my team. It was Richie,
Was it?
Yeah.
Sammy
It was
Jamal.
only a year in the league.
I had Red. Richie was out of his mind that day. And we got to the field, whatever. It was a Sunday morning. We said, let's just play one game at a time. We win the first game. Okay? We said, okay, we had a little momentum. We win the second game. Now they're mouthing off something
Of course.
crazy. JD starts, and we just get amped up. Now we're playing with house money. We said, whatever. We were loose. We ended up winning.
Oh, it was 3 in one day. We didn't
It
lose.
was
3 in 1
3 in 1 day. We won.
That was the. That
It was
It's got to be
It was
one
a
of the
big-
biggest upsets /
Yeah.
chokes ever.
Ever.
That team,
Eshko, right? Who's the captain of that team? Eshko.
Eshko was the
yeah,
captain.
but in reading the newsletters, there's like a no doubt about it throughout that whole season that they're going to win the championship. Somehow they won the draft and they never looked back. They were 8-0 that
I
year.
don't want to talk bad about David Gindi. I haven't seen him in a long time. But again, Gindi was, for anybody who doesn't know him, he was a tremendous player.
No,
I mean,
he should be in the
pitching,
Hall of Fame. The guy's a
The
hitter.
guy,
What about
as a hitter, I mean,
Not
the guy
hitter.
was the most unbelievable
No,
player.
no,
See, I never knew he was a good hitter.
Oh
I never
my
knew
God.
that.
Fourth, he was
I
fantastic.
never knew that. He
The
was a
guy
pitcher when I
the guy
played.
was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, gaps, right
but he
center,
was,
left
you know, not so easy to deal with. But
Did he ever win?
Never
No.
won.
Never won.
Never won.
Wow.
The Gindie factor. Never won.
Right.
No offense,
And one-
Dave. I don't know if he's even watching this, but
No,
but,
they're not watching.
but
The only people watching this are us three and Sandy.
Right. But he never won. But he was a tremendous player.
Great. Ooh.
So that
Yeah,
year,
first of all, as a pitcher, the guy was throwing 100 miles an hour. He was a ridiculous pitcher.
Okay, so now 98, that's 97. 98, you won again.
and now 1 second on that team also, who I'm forgetting, very key on 1997. I drafted Ike Jamal 6th round as
Wow.
a rookie. He was my center fielder. He was like the next year he went 1st round.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
an MVP player.
Yeah, when I used to play, he wore the navy blue sweatpants every single
Tremendous.
week, and he had to be the fastest guy
I had
ever.
a
No?
19-year-old Ike Jamal playing center field, hitting, and like it was
No,
He was great.
For
He was
five,
great.
5-6 year period, maybe longer. He was a top player. In the
yes,
All
top
right,
5
Bob,
player in the league.
You take over in 99. Shomer just won 2 years in a row. You
Yeah.
still played in the league, because I remember you playing
I
on
played
the
a
Dodgers.
lot. I played till
Yeah.
2014. I
Yeah.
played.
Oh, did you really?
I take it back. I played till 2008. I know, and then I think I came back 20. I definitely played 1 year married.
Gotcha.
So I came back with Lee's team. Lee had a
Killer
team.
Z's
Killer
or one of
Z's,
those.
So you won
maybe.
the championship that year?
No, not 14. I won.
No, you won Killer Z's, won the championship, didn't they?
No,
So
not
maybe-
on my, not
Oh.
what do you call it?
Oh.
That was 08. I won with WMD. Anyway, we're going to getting ahead.
Bob, in your era now, let's say 99 when
Yeah.
you officially took over, right? 99, is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
99 onward. Is there any particular team that you remember, whether they won or not, that they just either drove you crazy or they were just dominant or comeback, anything? What sticks out over your era?
Well, any team Maurice Haber was on is usually a problem. But
What year did Maurice join?
He came in the same year, 97.
Was it 97 or
Yeah.
98? Because Yadid came 98.
So he came separate. I have to look in the
I don't
roster.
remember
I think
when
he was
came.
in 97, Haber. I think
Henry.
I know Henry came in 97.
Right, Henry played in the other league. We played against Henry.
I'm going to tell you,
in
the
96.
first guy to jump ship, the first star that jumped ship,
Buka and Jason.
no, it was Jason alone. Puka stayed.
No, they came together.
No,
I thought it was a
100%.
pack. You
No,
sure?
96. Jason came. I picked him at the first pick overall, America's Most Wanted. They were shambling him when you go into that league.
He played with my team 96, Buka.
No,
He
it was 97.
I know
You
for
sure?
a fact he was on my. Not only that, here's what happened. He was drafted by Eshko's team in '96, and I had Michael Beta. I drafted Michael Beta. I traded Michael Beta for Buka maybe 2 weeks before the end of the season.
Wow.
He went from Buka went from best to worst.
I see.
But he took it like a champ, and we had a shot to make the playoffs because we ended up sweeping the last week, and we played against, and we needed help from another team that was out, and whatever, one guy dropped the ball.
Oh, you remember that? See, I
Who?
told you that.
That
I told you
Moe
that
Fowles
drop
I'm
ball.
talking about?
Wait, who dropped the ball?
He was my good friend. I'm sorry, Moe, if you watch this, but he dropped the ball in right field.
Do you
To this
remember what
day,
field
every
that
time I
was?
see him,
You
he dropped
remember
the
where
ball.
that was?
It was here.
Otis.
Was it Otis?
Otis.
Oh, you're right. Was it Otis?
100% Otis.
Yeah, fine. And I remember sitting with Buka. We had beach chairs right. We're watching.
Oh,
like
my
this, and
God.
we were just like, it was, and they were the worst team. They were the worst team, and that was '96. Yes,
Yeah.
but Buka was in the league.
He was. I remember Jason was the
100%.
first.
100%. They came together. See, the memory's not all there, by the way.
Now I want you to look at I want you to look at the rosters before you
It's
confirm
not
this.
all. I know for a fact.
I want you to look at the rosters.
know for-
through it.
Do either of you have anything? Do you have newsletters or anything? Either of you?
I'm not. I say
Since you
nothing.
both wrote everything, do either of you
No, I
have
have
anything?
newsletters. I have newsletters. Not in every single one, but I
No,
have.
but we need whatever you have. We're putting.
But I think I
everything
gave
up.
them to Morris already. He has them already downloaded.
Okay, good,
at one
good,
time
good.
when he had the.
You know how crazy we were in the night. We had some crazy stories.
What do you got?
Do you remember when the umpire, when he called the cops on me?
Yeah, but that was a classic story. Do you remember why?
Yeah, because the guy was.
No.
No. Let me say the story. Let
Remember
me
the
say
team
how
name?
I
Remember
remember.
the team name?
What? Red Nesser.
No.
No. This is later. This is in the 2000s.
Team name.
What?
Ganye's gang.
Oh,
Ganye's
God.
gang.
Gindie was my pitcher. also.
No,
What
Jeffrey was the pitcher. It was a Jeffrey Sacker. We had the freaking the best.
Kanye's gang with the
Oh,
I was the
God,
kid. It was a
the
good
glasses.
captain. You remember the team? It was a crazy team. It was Nathan Towell, Ike Jamal, Avi Esses, the guy at 10 home runs that year.
But this is in the 2000s.
Early 2002.
Okay.
So,
Kanye's gang. Well, can I say
Ike
the
Jamal
story?
was ridiculous. But go, tell
Go, say the story.
This is Memorial
I
2.
remember we had
Memorial 2, great
It
field.
was Memorial.
2, 100%.
Yes, the back
Yeah.
field. That was the field.
Why do I remember? Because the freaking yo-yo drove
Right.
his car to the umpire drove his car. Where
We
it
had
was
two
the park.
umps. Okay, there was an umpire. I remember
Alan Miller.
the guy at first base. Every time I look up, the guy's texting. You know, he's texting. So I'm like, hey, Blue, you know, enough with the texting. Let's go. We got a game. Okay. Maybe I said it 3-4 times. Now I'm up. I hit something to the left side. I'm running to first. I beat it out. I look up. The guy said, oh. I go, what? I snapped. I lost it.
Nah, you went nuts.
I said, I went nuts. I go, you're texting the whole game? I said, maybe I said I'm going to kill you or
No,
something
I
like
said
that.
exactly what you said. I'm gonna take that cell phone. I'm gonna jam it up your ass.
Okay.
But why do I remember this? Because the guy, what's his name, the head guy, Hal Schwartz calls up 2 days later. First of all, Keith calls up. We got a problem here.
Wait,
The guy
before
said
that, he went. What did the ump do?
He called the
He
cops.
calls the police. Next thing you know, two
Yeah.
town police riding onto the field. What happened? And I look, I see the cops. He threatened me.
No, but he had to be on the police report. He writes on the police report, threatened the phone and ain't I don't know what the hell you're about.
I said, he did that. So now he's calling. Now you go. What happened?
No, so then we got to call this guy, Hal Schwartz. Yeah, there was a problem. I heard the field the other day threatening one of our umpires with jam a phone up his the rectum. I don't know what he said. I go, the bottom line is, first of all, that was Keith. Also, Keith. I go, the freaking guy was texting all goddamn game. He goes, what's the law? What's the rule you have of a guy texting? Well, he said he had to text his wife. She was under the weather. I go, bullshit. He was texting the whole game, and the guy drove his freaking car. You know how we used to drive the car all the way to the front?
Yeah.
He drove his car all the way to the front of Memorial 2, so he didn't have to walk. What the hell is this guy?
You were the commissioner, and you suspended me one game.
Yeah?
Yes, you suspended me one game the following week. What?
Oh, you know
the
why?
umpires made you do it.
No, because maybe that's
They
why.
made you do it.
Also, we had a rule because whatever. Yeah, they made us. That's what he said. To suspend them.
It's still the same.
Not even a week. One game.
Umpires still make they go, if you're not gonna do anything, I'm not coming here for your $50 a game to be abused.
No.
At least kick the guy out of the game next week. At
Sorry,
least
but
do
he was
something.
wrong there. Listen, I was a hothead for sure, but you know, I won 3-4 times.
Right.
No, I remember that vividly. That was a team that underachieved, man. Oof, crazy team we had.
No, we had a lot of nut jobs in that. Oh, that era, forget it. We were
Well,
just.
even the guys we still
But there's
have
nothing.
now,
I kept telling you. I always tell you, there was nothing better than YMSL in the 90s,
Nope.
2000 Memorial. There was freaking stories. Forget it. Memorial games were classics. Classic.
you were in Memorial in the 2000s, not in the 90s. 2000s you started Memorial.
By the way, there's one year
Even
that
Memorial
I didn't do
three.
it.
90s?
No,
I don't
listen
remember
to-
there.
No, one year I didn't run the league. And David Gindy ran the league. And I'll tell
Really?
You, yeah, 2000, 2001. I wasn't around, so I didn't do it. So he found Memorial Fields and he found Meadowbrook.
Wow.
And he was the first one who got the racetrack field for 1 year.
Huge.
But then he made a colossal mistake, the guy. He had to go away on business 1 week. And instead of not showing up, he canceled the league that week. So everybody went nuts on him. And
Do you remember who handled Logan? Because I remember we lost Logan. Do you remember how we lost it?
We lost every field
Saban
over
ran
the
into a
years.
tree, no?
No, Richie Shalom
Yeah,
ran into a
Richard
tree.
Saban hit it.
But why did we lose the field after that? They said because the league is really, I remember it was
The
Kathy.
kids.
It was
Kids,
Kathy.
kids.
It's meant for kids. It's
Yeah.
not meant
we
for
had it
adults.
for years.
You know, we had it for years.
The best field, by the way.
Field.
The
We had
best
it in
field.
'98. I remember I won with Yadid in '98 on that field.
We had it much later. We had it for many years. We got it back again, but it was always, they still say today it's a
It's
kid's
short.
Yeah,
field.
It's
but
a
not
little short.
legitimately got it without
Left field's
without
a little short.
I don't know,
Today
with
we
the
really
perfect-
can't get it
Yeah,
anymore, and it is too small for us today
is.
with the
It's too
bats
small.
and
It's too
everything.
small.
We're hitting the
It's
ball a mile these
Do
days.
you remember you had an episode with Ike Ash? He was on your team.
Oh my God! Ike was on.
Yeah, I was the commissioner.
What
I
team?
remember.
What team
This
was
is
that?
'99. This is '99. He was
I
on your
had
team.
him. I had Billy and Stevie. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I had
But-
same
so
year.
now Ike Ash, him and Ike.
He
Ash
didn't
are
show
going-
up. And then he came in the play. He wanted to play the last week. The guy didn't show up all season. He just runs at the center.
So he goes, I'm
Hit
not
the center.
coming. He goes, I'm not coming because you you're not
Didn't
coming.
check
You're
lane,
suspended.
pay,
Yeah, he's
nothing.
suspended.
Nothing.
So he shows up that week, he gets to left field, comes, what are you doing? He goes, yeah, move me out.
I forgot.
He says, move, yeah, do something about it. Why don't you move me?
How about me and Adam Solomon?
Yeah, you had a fight.
We
at
had a
third
fight
base.
on third base. I remember that.
I
We got
remember.
good stories.
That must have been in the 2000s also.
I remember I was
I think I
coaching
sort of
third. He
remember
was
that.
on third base, and I was saying, I forgot what I even said to him. I said something. What happened was there was a pop up, and I was right there, and he took the ball and caught it, and he went trough like that, and he
Right.
smacked me, and then we just started fighting. Right
Brawl.
off the brawl.
No, there was some good fights. I bet Zach Gindy and Jack Nasser. You remember that
Yes,
one?
that
That I
was
don't
Young
remember.
Guns.
Oh, I
That
don't
was Young
remember that.
Guns. NASA threw the bat
You know,
after
Zach
he hit
was-
it
he's doing
by
it,
mistake, and
as a
Zach is the catcher. And then Zach took the bat, he
Yeah.
picked it up, and he tossed it right back at Nasser. And then there was a fist fight. Red was on that in that game.
No,
Remember
you
I
know, he got
called-
involved. Stevie Nasser came running out, came charging at the.
You remember I called my team Red Nesser
Yeah,
the year I didn't have him?
yeah.
And I put a Cadillac
That was
with
99.
the dice.
That was
Was it
99.
99?
Yeah.
With the fuzzy dice.
It was, yes, with the fuzzy dice, the hood of a Cadillac. It was a
Do
green.
you
and
remember where we played that year? I don't even know who got that field.
99? I don't
That-
remember. Where?
And that was where the championship was held.
Where?
Was
Behind, in
behind Skip Sports.
yes,
Long
by
Branch.
Skip Sports,
don't
I was
even
at
know
by
how we got
Chase
that
Bank.
spot.
Oh, Jeffrey
I didn't
mentioned
even
I never got that.
I don't
know
know
who
that.
got that.
I don't
field.
even
I
know
had
we
nothing
got
to
it.
do with
I
that.
didn't have
That was
to do
through
it.
Long Branch. That was through Long. I don't know who got that.
I don't remember either. We got it. Well, we had
Were
it
they
for
good
1 year.
fields?
It was one field, very good. There's one field only. It was on Sears Avenue or something where the new high school is, and that was.
Remember, I tried to get News 12. I tried to get them to come cover our games. Like,
That's
you
a great
know?
one, by
I
the way.
tried to get them
That's
to
great.
come.
That's
So
great.
then-
I think Gabe Adas hit the game winning
Yes,
shot
walk-off.
on Long Branch
Walk-off.
Field.
You
Yeah.
walk up in '99. You're right.
Jeffrey Sacca won
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Won that World
He had
Series.
Morris Mystery on the team. He had
Because-
Maurice Haber, Dash.
Dash. I forgot about Dash. Al Cubano, Ettery was in the league.
know
in the
Dash is getting
mid-90s.
married tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we've established in the B League Goofs that the biggest douche from the Stash interview was the existence of the B League Goofs and the
Yes.
fact that the other leagues still played that year.
Yes.
I don't know if they should be on the trophy or not.
We
but
must be on the trophy. What do you mean?
You must.
Must. What do you mean? You just said it. We put that league. We put them out of business.
You did.
That team. We stamped it. You know, Zaha. That's it. They're out.
That
That's it.
really was the final blow. It
That's
had to
it.
be.
So how do you
I
not put us
wasn't
on the trophy?
But it had to be.
Are you going to
'cause
move
that's
every plot now?
If no, maybe we'll just put you back on the bottom next to 2023, 1996 B League Goofs.
But
No,
you
you
know
gotta
what? You
put
know
us
what
on
that's like? That's like the Dodgers winning 2020. It's got an
Yeah.
asterisk next to it.
You know what?
Call it whatever you want. It's a win. A win
You
is
know
a
what?
win.
It's like the
You know?
Dodgers. Fine. Fine.
So if that's the case,
It
by the way,
was a
then-
short season. You played 4 games.
Okay,
You played-
93 there were 4 teams. 94,
93,
yeah, but
4
it was
teams
not bad.
By the
also.
way,
Full season.
93 was the weakest league. Was the weakest year for sure, based on what you say.
Yeah, you got
The
better.
14
But I think
league,
Allie
brand
came in
new.
'94. Wasn't Allie on your team?
Allie was
Good
on
time.
my team.
Good
with,
time.
No, it was
No, with
on
that team-
Gasline, I think.
Yeah, with Charlie Sackett.
Charlie we had a team and a half. You had Sabon.
No, it was a Major team.
You had Sabon. You had
David Gindley, no?
you had David. No, not David Gindley. It was. I thought it was David.
Yeah,
Gindley.
David Gindley. Oh no, but Charlie was the pitcher. Charlie.
Charlie was my pitcher. Was that Gasline or was that? I forget. Either
It
94
was
or
black
95.
uniforms, wasn't it? It was.
But it wasn't Charlie. It was Gindy. I had Gindy with Marshall. I thought it was Gindy, Marshall, Sabon.
Yeah.
I could have thought that was the team. It was. It was a
On
lights
paper,
out
it was
team.
Major. Ettery was on the team. For sure, Ettery was on that team.
That was the craziest team. And we lost. And Allie, I remember a famous thing. He dropped one ball in center and he just
Allie?
Allie was coming off. He was playing for the Expos. He was in the majors.
The only Expos he
We're-
played was your.
No.
He goes, he dropped the ball in center. We lost the game. And then we had a famous quote, the sun was in my eyes.
No,
You know?
the better one. It was. I lost it in the clouds. That was the thing. Lost it in the clouds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I remember
Okay.
the sun was in my
Yeah.
eyes.
Okay, we could do this all night. It's pouring rain. You got Dash's wedding. We got work to do. We got research to do. We got newsletters to
Oh,
look
please
up.
call
Forensic
Norwood, for
scientists
sure,
need
for
to
sure.
figure out who wrote
Norwood Dweck.
Norwood.
Norwood Dweck. If he doesn't say Shomer, again, if he has the memory, he can remember.
He's like it's like telling me go ask Elliot Braha. They're not going to read.
No, but he might remember
dealt
what
with
they
him.
stated.
Okay, fine.
I
fine.
dealt with him. I dealt with him.
The only nervy thing
Why
that
would I
Stash
have-
said
why would I
is
have any
that,
dealings
is
with
that
him
he
then?
thought Norwood actually wrote some of the articles. Which
No,
was
no, no, no,
ridiculous.
no.
No.
He
said
never
that.
wrote anything.
He said that. He said
No,
that.
he doesn't know what he's talking
Okay,
about.
exactly.
No offense, Stash. He knows what he's
Exactly.
talking about, but
Exactly.
he wasn't involved in that.
What got
But
you
in
mad
other words,
was the newsletters,
I
not
ask
the
you a question?
B-League Goofs.
Why
I didn't know about the B-League.
If he wrote,
You wrote. I'm not telling you you wrote, but not the majority of it. Then for sure not. I can tell by the articles. I mean,
how about Lennon and McCartney? You good with that?
I'm editing out 10 minutes of YouTube bickering over who wrote Marge Schott.
No, there's no shot. I remember writing that freaking thing with Haas and stuff, and I wrote an article with Red the week after he got suspended. And I know that you didn't write that one because it was about you.
Okay.
You're not gonna write about yourself.
I'm telling you about Michael Beatty. I had no recollection about him. So I'm telling
But
you.
you told me it didn't last long, so why would I have a
He did.
recollection?
3-4 weeks, 5 weeks. He couldn't get the job done. He wouldn't do it. He was too busy, whatever.
I don't know.
But
All
I remember
know
going from Norwood to him.
From the hallowed ground.
I definitely
of
never
Ocean
dealt with.
Township
I
High
never
School.
dealt with Michael Beatty.
Along
That's
with
for sure.
Shomer and Bobby Barabia, we will be back with more investigative journalism.
You don't even know.
I don't even know who you're talking about. This is
So
crazy.
you're telling me 93, like the lost, like John Lennon, like the lost years?
Yeah.
You're telling me
Yeah.
must be on the trophy. What do you mean? Must.